Okay, traders, let's jump into our trading recap for end of the month, August 31, 2023. End of the month on a fantastic note. We'll cover more about that in just a minute. As to just a quick, brief market review of how the day went. Overall, markets dropped a bit, mostly end of the day, closing on the lows of the session, which looked to be rebounding on Friday, but did close the day yesterday, ending the month on a slightly down day, but overall a pretty good week in progress here. If we're taking a look at the SPY, we have a really strong up week in progress on the weekly. You've got RSI heading higher. Yeah, really the MACD, it's really hard to even see what's going on, but it's reversing itself slightly higher. So MACD did an abrupt reversal off of once we bounced off that 21 EMA on the weekly on SPY. And again, down day yesterday, but a strong up week so far this week. We're approaching the top of the Bollinger Band, which has now started to flatten out and may look to open. So we really have some strong bullish momentum going on SPY. Pretty much the exact same thing in the Qs. Back to the top of the Bollinger Band, but the Qs did finish the day higher. While SPY did not, the Qs did move higher. Tech's back in charge pretty well on the session. MACD, RSI moving higher, so Qs look really, really good here. IWM on the Russell had a down day on the Russell, totally fine. We have a Strangle running there, so staying right where it is perfect for us. We don't want to see it moving strong in one direction or another here. But down a little bit, but still above the 21, which is above the 50. And right now they're just kind of fighting here. So support right around this 188 area on IWM and looking to move higher on the next session as we move through the week. And then the VIX on the day yesterday closed lower again, 1327, almost to the lows of the year on VIX. So volatility for the present time is deader than a doornail. There is no volatility, hurting premiums a bit. RSI heading close, but not in oversold territory, and MACD heading lower and lower and lower, both on the weekly and the daily charts. Volatility not looking to be anyone's friend here. So it's a good opportunity potentially soon to look to buy some volatility. If we look at the US dollar yesterday, it was largely unchanged on the session. So opened, dropped, finished near its high, but pretty much an unchanged day on yesterday. Looks to drop on Friday's session here as MACD and RSI continue to fall, and that's really what we're looking for. If the US dollar is dropping, that's really going to help our futures positions in a couple of areas. And then looking at TLT again, looking at bonds, they continue to make their little bounce off of this low here. On the daily, looks like a giant bounce up here, but really it's only run from about 92 to about 96, which is still a pretty good move, 5% move on bonds as they move higher. This might, again, be that double bottom that I was talking about on the weekly, and that's where we're going to hang our hat right now, is that maybe we've got a double bottom in. We've got the downtrend line here. We'll see how the follow through is, but overall right now, TLT looking pretty good, but I think we'll give back a little bit, at least the beginning of the session on Friday. All right, when it comes to futures, kind of a mixed day, a little bit up on the Aussie dollar, a little bit down on the British pound, and a pretty good down day on the Euro futures yesterday. So pretty hefty down day on the Euro. Looks to be rebounding on Friday's action. And then the one to really keep an eye on here is oil. So oil on the weekly, as I've been mentioning, RSI is moving higher, and it's breaking above this previous resistance this week. And It had broken it previously, came back down, bounced off the 50, making a move higher. You could see several sessions ago, back on the 25th, that's when MACD reversed. That's really when RSI reversed, both heading higher with good momentum. And now you've got another big update yesterday and more to add on Friday. So oil is on a short-term tear right here, moving higher. Not perfect for strangles, but great for our ES trades. And as we talked about in yesterday's session, we were able to close, if you looked at the live trading session we posted during the day, we did close a CL naked put on one of our 112 trades. And if you haven't seen that video, it's a good video to give you a sense of how we're evaluating the portfolio, how we trade a bit during the day. So take a look at that video as well. I will post a link in the description to that video as well. All right, and then gold yesterday, slightly down day on the day. Nothing major here. RSI, MACD moving higher. Gold looks good. Nothing to do here. A nice down day helps our strangles. All right, and then quickly taking a look at XLK. Big update, yesterday, after a big update the day before, after a bigger update the day before that, after an update the day before that, and an update the day before that. So you got a 5-day winning streak going into to Friday, to the next session here. MACD, RSI plowing higher, up at the top of the Bollinger Band. So it's something to keep an eye on, is this quick little move on the daily getting a little overdone. Maybe, we'll see, but that gave us yet another new high this week. So last week, higher high, higher low, definitely a higher high now. So now is, our tech back on track. We've been talking about it, that right now that's leading the sector. XLY had a good day. XLC had a good day. Flat, but still slightly positive on the session. If we look at energy, it finished off of its highs, but it still closed up a fraction yesterday, and we'll see where it goes today. Good spot for energy here. MACD and RSI moving higher on the daily. And if we look at the weekly here, we're just kind of chugging along in this sideways mode. Now, we did break this triangle in here. We broke over this support. That's where we're coming down right now to bounce off of this support. So we'll see if this level right around 87.58 holds. But because oil is so strong right now, dragging energy higher with it, financials did not have a good day. They're struggling to break out of this descending triangle piece here. We'll see if we can get a bounce off the 21 EMA today. That's probably likely on a Friday that we will get that. RSI had been moving higher and gave a little bit of a dip yesterday on the last 2 down sessions, but MACD moving higher. So some mixed technicals. We're just looking at the chart action. We came back down to the 21 EMA. If we bounce off of that, could give us another bit of a run higher on the session. And then a couple quick stocks. Amazon, fantastic update, breaking that symmetrical triangle. Amazon looks to have a little breakout going. Apple back into the zone here. If you look at the daily, we've got this gap, and we're starting to try to fill that particular gap in there. My guess is today we're going to fill, or Friday here, we're going to fill a good chunk of this gap. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I'm really looking to see that we will fill this gap. Then we'll have to see what happens up or down from there. On Microsoft, a little bit of a down day yesterday. Meta, pretty flat day yesterday. Google, good strong day. We broke out. I've been touting Google. I really like the way Google looks here. It's getting a little bit extended, but look at these Bollinger Bands opening up. You can see that we squeezed in here and are accelerating out of that squeeze. Great looking chart on Google. If we look at NVIDIA, pretty similar action. We had a bit of a squeeze going on, and now we're moving higher. Pretty flat day yesterday. not quite oversold or overbought yet, but moving higher. So Nvidia looking good, and then Tesla here also looking pretty decent. So tech overall looking good. Best looking tech right now, I think, looks like Amazon, looks like Google, and then maybe Tesla. But Tesla's getting to me a bit extended on this run. Love to see a little bit of a pullback on Tesla to its moving average, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, and there's where we were on our market look. Let's take a look at our account on the day. So end of the month in the Income Navigator trading account. So the portfolio, we ended the day 175 positive deltas, which is 0.06, perfectly within our 0.2 up and down range. We're right back to where we want to be. Looking great on the deltas there. If we look at Theta's dropped a bit. We did take some trades off. We had a couple winning trades come off. We've had a bunch of strangles come off at 50% this week. So we've taken a lot of trades off. Haven't been able to put as many back on simply because I can't just put them all back on in one fell swoop because they're all going to have the same expiration and strike. So I really have to stretch that out a bit. Another nice day on net lick. Didn't quite hit the $300,000 mark. Again, we started this portfolio at $30,000 4 years ago in the Income Navigator portfolio. So we started it as a small account, trading it, and we've grown it all the way to nearly $300,000. So that is a 10x return in 4 years. So pretty good overall return. Buying power dropped 146,626. Again, we had some trades come off yesterday. Weren't able to put a ton on. So that makes sense that buying power is dropping. 49% overall. 10% of that here is with Bill. In fact, might be a little bit different, but 10% of that in Bill here in the T-bills, and we'll keep an eye on that. But that technically means we're about 40% buying power, which is very light. Low VIX, so maybe you want to be a little bit under 50% or not much over it at all. But I would like to get some more trades on if I can. And then realized gains yesterday, another $1,665. We added for, how many sessions is this in a row now? So 6 straight sessions of adding gains into this account, and except for one $15 loss day and a $3 loss day, we have had positive gains since August 8th every single day but 2. Ended the month $15,346 in realized income, not growth of the portfolio, realized income, which is 5.3%. Almost 5.4%. So a fantastic month in the Income Navigator portfolio. 3% is our monthly goal in realized income. We were able to generate almost 5.5%, 15,346. So really good month overall in that portfolio. And then the monthly net lick did increase by about 12,321. So that gives us a 4.3% increase on that lick, which is not my goal. My goal is the realized income. And I just want to pop quickly into the small account and take a look at that before we jump into our trades. We ended our small account, nice day yesterday, adding $138 to it. We generated $616 on the month in this small account. Again, we started this account at $10,000. It's now at $14,000 this year. So we started right at the beginning of the year, I think December, with $10,000. So we've been able to add $4,000 to this account. So this account is doing fantastic. We are up 40% nearly on the year. So about 30 to 40% on the year already. 4.6% this month in realized income, and then the actual account itself grew $912, which is almost 7% net lick growth in our small accounts. I wanted to point that out. We'll do a little bit more with the small account as we go forward. Let's take a look at the trades. We had 3 trades yesterday. We covered some of these in that live trading session. The first one was we took a naked put off of our CL, which is our oil futures 112. We closed our naked put, 95% winner there. We did have one of our ES long-term 112s. We had the put debit spread just expire worthless. That's all good. I don't count that as a win or for anything else. And then we also had a Strangle close yesterday afternoon on ES. So it's another ES Strangle closing. Overall, fantastic month. Good day yesterday. If we go down and take a look at our month and how we did, we ended the month up again, $15,345, 44 winners, 13 losers. Most of those losers were all hedges. So most of those losers were hedge trades that we had on, which is fantastic. We're looking great going into the month of September, which is typically down, although I think this year we might see a little different direction. When the market's up as strong as it is during the year, September has a tendency to be a little bit stronger. So we'll see what happens. Either way, our trading platform is set up exactly the way we want it. I hope you like this video. If you do, please click the like button. Please click subscribe if you are not a member so you can see what we're doing here. Subscribe to the notifications so you see the videos. I just put out a new trading rule video. Check that out. Check out the live trading session yesterday. And we'll see you guys in the markets this afternoon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.